Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I think this is number 3 in the series. Eventually I will forget remembering what the number is and just be like, I don't know. But we're going to continue on with our appreciation for our servicemen that give their lives the ultimate sacrifice in Vietnam. If you're just watching this video, I am doing all 58,000 plus, I don't know the exact number, but all 58,000 Vietnam war heroes that lost their lives, sacrificed their lives for our freedom. And I show a picture of them. I tell a little story about them if I have some information, and we give a moment of silence and thank them for their service. I'm doing a video series of 20 of them, not every day, but I'm trying to do 2 to 3 videos a day, or 2 to 3 videos a week. So an average probably 50 a week. So it's going to take me a while to do all 58,000. I always update you guys where I'm at. Right now, I've been going way ahead, trying to get up ahead. I am on number 208 of 58,000, and we are about to read number 41. So I still have plenty to go if I didn't want to do any for a while, like I went on vacation or something. So I have enough ahead. But I love doing the research because I love to hear about these guys. So when I'm at home doing nothing after work, I constantly do it for an hour or so. And then when I'm at work and it's kind of quiet, I do it for an hour or so. I'm constantly putting in 4 or 5 hours in this project, so you guys don't have to look them up. You guys can honor and appreciate them with me. But I always give, as I'm doing the first couple, I always give how I find out where they're at and all that stuff, so you guys can, I can cite the information. All right, let's go ahead in the first one. This is the 41st. This is Jimmy Ed Abernathy. This is SP5. Come on, light. I got to get the camera where it'll show it. There we go. I know it's backwards, but I want to see myself, so I'll make sure I'm doing it right. I don't want to turn it the other way around. But this is Jimmy Ed Abernathy. He is SP5. He was born March 20th, 1947 in Mooresville, North Carolina. He died February the 2nd, 1969. He was 21 years old. In Binh Dong, Vietnam. He was the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment, aka Black Horse, killed by friendly fire. Awarded the Bronze Star and Purple Heart. Now, I really wanted to find more information about this guy because he was killed by friendly fire. And if you've watched the previous videos, after doing 208 of them, 25%, as of reading 25% of the 40 that I've done, 25% of the 208 I've done, were killed by friendly fire. Still 25%, and I hope 58,000, 25% of the 58,000 wasn't killed by friendly fire. So I really wanted to look up information about it, but I couldn't find anything. Really, really wanted to. Even with a Bronze Star, you figured I would get information, but I couldn't find anything. But like I do, I always go to, give me a second. I don't think I can do it on this phone because this is my other phone. Anyway, I'm not going to show you on this one. I go to Google Books. There's all 58,000 of them listed. I go in alphabetical order. I write them down. I go to Wall of Heroes, which has all the pictures of every single one of them. I screenshot that, and that's where you see the picture right there. That was Wall of Heroes. And then I go to findagrave.com, look them up there, usually get some good information on what happened, and sometimes I have to look a little deeper and dive a little deeper into different websites. But I try to get information. If they don't have it, trust me, if there's no information, if I say there's no information, I looked on like multiple websites. Try to look into like military documents. I'm not saying I got sources or nothing like that. If I did, that would be great. But just me looking, I can't find anything. And some of them I have some really huge stories, and some of them are bad, some of them are honorable, and things like that. But that's how I do it. So let's do the second one here. This is the 42nd. This is Major Robert Lloyd Abernathy. That's what he looks like. And usually the military officers are the easiest to find information on, which you can understand, right? Because most of the lower rankings died by friendly fire, pretty much. And the officers were usually pilots, things like that. So I can find more information on them. And I hate to say it, but the African Americans on the list, I can't find a lot of information. I don't know why there isn't any. I don't know if their family didn't put it in there. The military did their part of doing the same for everybody. but I can't find anything else on them, so I don't know how to do it. I tried, but it shows. Okay, this is Robert Lloyd Abernathy, slow down, September 3rd, 1928, in Fredericktown, Missouri. He died December 17, 1965. He was 37 years old in Nha Trang, Vietnam. He was the pilot with the 4th Air Commando Squadron, 6250th Combat Support Group, 13th Air Force, flying out of Tan Son Nhut Air Base. This is hard to read these names. He was the co-pilot on a AC-1. My writing is not very good, so sorry. AC-17. So it's not an AC-130. AC-17 courier flight. So I guess that's like the post office route. Courier flight during a nighttime flight. Ground fire struck and crashed the plane. All 4 crew died. Apologize for that. That's all the information I could find. That's all. I mean, at least I even I was lucky to even get the story. And I'm sorry if I'm twitching and stuff. I'm having a bad medication day. I have PTSD. I'm a veteran myself, and I had to take my medicine today. So I apologize if I'm a little jittery and my eyes are twitching and out of breath and stuff. I'm trying to do my best to. It was hard for me to hold it down today, as it is anyway. But anyway, it was a courier flight, so it wasn't even hostile. But he was shot down by hostile forces, which is crazy. Like I said, just please bear with me. I'll try my best to make it through all 20. Okay, this is number 43. This is SP4 Robert William Abernathy. We ain't got to the Adams yet. There's 127 Adams. Okay, this is SP4 Robert William Abernathy. Born August 11th, 1947. Town was not given. Sometimes you don't get a town. Sometimes you get a state. Sometimes you get USA. Sometimes there's nothing. And by the way, I'm wearing the hat trying to hide my eye twitching, by the way. He died March the 4th, 1968. He was 20 in South Vietnam. Sometimes you get more information from the Vietnam than you do from the personal. He was a specialist in Company D, U.S. Army, Purple Heart, killed by hostile ground fire. That's all they had. And I know I just messed up. See, this medicine's messed me up. For one, I've not been giving them on the silence and thanking them for their service. So we're going to backtrack the 3 I've just done, and I've not told you where to find them on the wall, the Vietnam War Memorial Wall. Usually I do a good job with these. I'm focused and I'm running right through them, but I cannot concentrate at all, as you can tell. So we're going to go back into our moment of silence for each one of them, and I'm going to tell you where you can find them on the panel, the Vietnam War Memorial in Washington. If you haven't been there, you need to go. I cannot. My lips. I feel like I can't even put words together. I'm trying to, and I'm stumbling through things. Okay, so Jimmy Ed Abernathy. Let's give him a moment of silence. I apologize for not doing it the first time. And we thank him for his sacrifice and his service to our country. He's on panel 33W, line 35, if you want to look him up. So I apologize for the 3 family members, if you're watching, of these 3 that I didn't do this first. It happens. Mistakes happen. Okay, let's give a moment of silence for Major Robert Abernathy. We thank him for his service and his sacrifice to our country. You can find him on panel 4E, line 19 on the War Memorial in Washington. And let's give Robert Abernathy, SP4 Robert Abernathy, the one we just did, a moment of silence as well. We thank him for his service and his sacrifice to his country as well. You can find him on panel 42E, line 59. Whew. I'm telling you, I feel like my tongue is numb and shaking, and it's just really weird. Medication is just, it's good. It's good to have when you have PTSD, because a lot of people don't want to take medication. I need it, and it helps, but sometimes it makes me like lethargic. If that makes any sense. I'm sure you guys are watching this. Some of you are veterans will understand. Hey, don't let me forget them again, please. There is one we're going to get to eventually where I wrote in there I have a little side notes and things. Sometimes I forget and I go back. It says just show picture. I actually have the picture of the story. It was so long. Instead of writing it down, I actually have the picture. I don't know where that's at, but I'll run into it. Eventually, I have little bitty scratches and sides and all that other stuff. And we're also going to do podcast eventually when I get a couple hundred into it of the special ones, the ones with the good stories. Those will come later. We're going to do podcast on Spotify and get more in depth on the ones I have actual information on. Okay. I should tell you all this at the beginning, but my mind is all over the place. Okay, we just did the third one, so let's go to number 44. We'll get to 60 sometime or another. Okay, let's go to 44, PFC, Reginald Joe Abernathy. Good picture. Got them, I cannot remember what they call those glasses in boot camp. There was a specific name for them, like, they say you can't get laid with them on, you know what I mean? Like, virgin glasses or something like that. I can't remember. I need to ask my buddies. It was 20-something years ago, but it was something like that. Got your virgin specs on, or I can't remember. Thank God I didn't need glasses then until the last year of my life here. So there was something. They called them something. I really don't remember what they was. Okay, so that was PFC Reginald Joe Abernathy. He was born October 26th, 1948 in Maiden, North Carolina. He died March the 22nd, 1971. He was 22. In Quang Tri, I don't know if it's Tree or Tri, Quang Tri, Vietnam. For some reason I scratched out something. I must have messed up. Charlie Company, 3rd Battalion, 187th Infantry, 101st Airborne. I know what happened. I wrote down what his original platoon was when he got out of the service, but when he went to Vietnam, it changed. He died from small arms fire or a grenade. He got the Bronze Star, which I don't know why I can't find any information on Bronze Stars, and a Purple Heart. Ugh. Feels so weird. I took this medicine like 5 hours ago. Let's give PFC Reginald Abernathy a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service and his sacrifice to our country. You can find him on panel 4W, line 65, on the Vietnam Wall Memorial. Hopefully it's going to be like one of those videos where, like a doctor's watching and they could be like, oh, you got something on your throat, you probably got cancer. You ever notice those stories where they find out and they're like, just by sight, maybe somebody's probably like, this guy's having a stroke or something. I'm not saying that. The first video I rambled. It was an hour long. The second video, it was like, pow, 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 pow. It was only like 30 minutes long. And this one, I probably rambled half the time. So this one's going to be a long one again. I can't help it. I'm just rambling today. Oh, let's go to the next one. This one has a story because it's got a paragraph. Don't tell nobody I did this. Please, not the state of, I was in Alabama at the time, so not the state of Alabama patrolman, or whatever you're going to call it. I was trying to burn my trip. It's 9-hour trip, and you're by yourself, and you don't listen to so much music, watch so much TV. I was doing these while driving. I was researching them on my phone and writing them down. So when you get to like the late 180s and 90s, the lines kind of go up a little bit, because I wouldn't be able to look. I had to write for a second. I could draw really good without looking, but it's my lines, you know what I mean, going up at an angle. But I could read the writing, which is very good. It's better when I was driving than it was when I was sitting doing nothing. Okay. This is a really good picture of this guy. He looks like he went to West Point or something. Okay, this is number 45 of 58,000. This is Captain William Foreman Bill Abernathy. See, I went back and added Bill because I didn't know that until I read his obituary, but that he was known as Bill. So this is Captain William Foreman Bill Abernathy. You want to give them their AKA so everybody will understand who they are, especially if he went by Bill. He was born November 17, 1938 in Winter Haven, Florida. He died July 21st, 1967. He was 28 in Long Canan, Vietnam. Probably not even close. He was an L Troop, 3rd Squadron, 11th Armored Cavalry, U.S. Army Reserves. Where is that? Air Force Reserves. Yeah, it's AR. He won a Silver Star. So this one's going to get a paragraph because he got a Silver Star, which I got some good information on this one. This one I backed on. Oh, there is one where I started here and wrote, like this much, and then on the back wrote like that much. There's two different times I did that. Okay, he won a Silver Star for commanding troops against well-armored Viet Cong. He fearlessly directed his armored vehicle to the outer fringe of the perimeter. He maneuvered the vehicle and began evacuating the wounded. Before he got all the men out, his vehicle was hit by a rocket, disabling it. He continued moving the wounded, exposing himself to open enemy fire. He later died from a gunshot wound while riding in a convoy. That was very noble of him. I think we did a moment of silence for the last one. See, I'm just so out of it. We're going to do a moment of silence for Captain William Abernathy. Just in case I didn't, let's do one for Reginald Abernathy as well. So, moment of silence, please. I can't put two words together. You can find him on panel 23E, line 96 of the Vietnam War Memorial. If I was to have a stroke or something like that, I would like it to be on video. That way you could show it to a doctor and they would at least, be able to diagnose it instead of just having it, be like it happened when I was videoing. Okay. Well, it seems like 60 is a long ways away. Hey, this is number 46. This is PFC George Wayne Abbey, who moved out of the Abernathy's. Looks like a mugshot. Sorry, George. He was born January 14, 1939 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He died March 16, 1966. He was 27 in Ho Chi Minh Municipality in Vietnam. So Ho Chi Minh City. He was a company clerk with the 25th Admin Company, 25th Infantry Division. I have no info of his death. Not a thing. Don't even know how he died. He's on panel 6E, line 13 of the Vietnam War Memorial. Let's give PFC Abbey a moment of silence. I'm held in by a thread. And we thank him for his service and sacrifice to our country. I need to speed through these so I can figure something out here. This ain't working very well. Apparently I'm losing it. I still have to drive home. Next, this is number 47. This is PFC, which is private first class, if you didn't know. Ernest Abeyta. I think it's Abeyta. Abeyta. I'm probably ruining that, but PFC Ernest Abeyta, born March 29, 1949 in Los Angeles, California. Died June 1st, 1969. He was 20 in Quang Tri, Vietnam. He was in Golf Company, 2nd Battalion, 9th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. His company was participating in Operation Cameron Falls with perimeter security. His base was attacked and Ernest died from fragmentation wounds to the left upper chest, both buttocks, and left upper leg from a grenade. Wow. He might have died on it. No, if it was behind him, he still could have died on it backwards. Okay, let's give PFC Abeyta a moment of silence. Get it together, Mud. Get it together. We thank him for his service and his sacrifice. I did say you can find him panel 23W, line 34, correct? I think I said that. Woo, this is insane. I want to watch this back and be like, what are you doing, man? Okay, that was Ernest. So we're on number 48. This is Corporal Jerry Delbert Abeyta. I have to do this 2 more times, so I hope we get it right. He was born March 10, 1947 at Gallup, New Mexico. He died June 23, 1968. He was 21. Quang Noi, N-O-A-I, Vietnam. He was in C Company, 4th Battalion, 21st 1st Infantry, 196th Infantry Brigade, U.S. Army Reserves. Jerry was part of an ambush team when a booby trap was tripped and he died from fragmentation wounds to the body. So he probably stepped on a landmine or a, what is stinking mines called they put in front of him? Claymore, yeah. He's on panel 55W or line 17 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Corporal Jerry Abbott a moment of silence, please. We thank him for his service and his sacrifice to our country so we may be free. Okay, 49. We're almost halfway. This is Lance Corporal Tony Genevo Abitha, born March 27, 1944 in Saguache, Colorado. He died September 3rd, 1965. He was 21 in Quang Nam, Vietnam. He was a golf company, 2nd Battalion, 9th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. Tony died as a result of malaria. The only one I have read so far that had to do with the disease. Well, I mean, there was one that was like a heart, but this is the only one from like this, malaria. Panel 2E, line 74. Let's give Lance Corporal Tony Abatha a moment of silence. And thank him for his service and his sacrifice to our country. Okay, this is number 50, so this will be halfway point, so I can survive, I think. This is Private First Class Robert Thomas Abina. Didn't he look like the one from a second ago? Okay, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Don't they look the same? I mean, not exactly the same, but like family or something? I don't know. PFC Robert Thomas Abina, born August 13, 1947, Madeira, California. Died November 30th, 1967. He was 20 in Vietnam. 2nd Battalion, 9th Marine Regiment. KIA, died from gunshot wound to the head. Whew. I don't know if it was hostile or not. I don't really know. I hope it was hostile because I hate to be self-inflicted or friendly fire. But he's on panel 31E, line 8 of the Wall Memorial. Let's just hope it was the enemy. Let's give PFC Robert Abina a moment of silence. Thank him for his service and his sacrifice so we may be free. This next one's a big paragraph. So. This is, oh, come on. This is Staff Sergeant David Floyd Abel. Little American picture there. He was born June 20th, 1945 in Harris County, Texas. He died August 25th, 1967. He was 22 in Vietnam. When I say Vietnam, I don't have a city of death, so just assume it's Vietnam. He was in Company C, 14th Infantry, 25th Infantry Division. He died from small arms fire. He received a Silver Star citation, which that usually gives us some good information. Disregarding his personal safety, he rushed towards intensive fire to rescue his fellow comrade, got him to a safe wooded area and a medic. He radioed a situational report, right, SITREP, to his platoon leader, but was wounded by small arms fire. Ignoring his wound, he directed his men to fire and began calling in artillery fire. At the same time, swept an area with another platoon. He then established an area for evac. He supervised the loading of the wounded and did not get on the helicopter until all were loaded. But I don't know how he died. That's a heck of a heroic story right there, isn't it? I don't think I have that one on the back. No, it's not the one on the back. That's a very heroic story. There's one that we'll get to eventually that he was like the same thing. He ignored his wounds and he was still fighting and he was like killing him with the end of his rifle. I mean, it was awesome. They probably made a movie about it. So there is one in here that they made a movie about. I remembered it, so I looked it up and I was like, this sounds like a movie, and then it was. I thought it was The Wind Talkers, but it was a different one. All right, he's on panel 25E, line 41 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Staff Sergeant David Abel a moment of silence. We thank him for his service to our country and his sacrifice. We may be free. So I'm telling you, I'm way ahead, but there's some really good stories on here. I can't wait till we get to, and some really bad ones that I don't even like reading. Okay, this next one is SP4 James Lynn Abler. Looks like it's a high school prom picture, or high school yearbook picture. Golly, my brain is all over the place. Okay, he was born February 15, 1949 in Spencer, Iowa. Died May 22nd, 1970. He was 21 in Vietnam. He was a C Company 227th Assault Helo Brigade, 11th Aviation Group, 1st Cavalry Division, U.S. Army Reserves. Now, when we was in high school, they taught us how to speed write when you go to college. And a lot of this I did speed writing. So it takes me a minute sometimes to read my words because I wrote them speed writing. You guys can understand if you had to do that at school. He died in a non-hostile crash of his helicopter. That's all I know. That's all they give me. He just died in a crash. The helicopter crashed. There's other people on there, so they're going to be repetitive stories of other crew members on the same one. So this story will come up again, I'm sure, for someone else. I do have those other names, but I didn't write them all down because every single time there's like 8, 10, 12 people on the helicopter. Eventually, their name's going to come up and they'll get their moment of silence and appreciation. So I didn't write down their names every time. That's in only the ones that have stories. Okay, he's on panel 10W, line 77 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give SP4 James Abner a moment of silence. And thank him for his service and sacrifice to the country. I heard something over there. It's that ghost. Okay, this is number 53. We're getting there to 60, so I can keep writing on more. I enjoy doing these. I'm not saying I'm trying to get to 60 and be done. You tell something right with me mentally, and I'm trying to get there. Okay, this is number 53. This is SFC. Is that right? No, it might be SPC. It's one of the two. I wrote it really fast. Did it say it on here? No, it didn't say it on here, so I can't check it. All right, this is Elmer Robert Lee Jr. Elmer Robert Lee Jr. Elmer Robert Lee Ables Jr. I'll get it right in a minute. Elmer Robert Lee Ables Jr. Very long name. He was born October 25th, 1937 in Oklahoma. See, they didn't give me a city. He died October 26, 1967. He was 30. Oh, right. Yeah, 30. He was in 3rd Special Forces Unit. It might be SFC, Special Forces. Okay, because I always thought the SP was Special Forces, but that's not a specialist. So SFC is Special Forces. Okay, I just figured that out on my own. All right. I was in the Navy. Everything's different. So. He was in the 3rd Special Forces Unit. He died from hostile helicopter non-crew air loss, crash on land. From hostile, so that means they probably shot it down. Their wording is different on everybody's, but I pretty much can put 2 and 2 together. He's on panel 28E, line 71, the Wall Memorial. Let's give Special Forces Elmer Robert, Special Forces SFC. Does that mean Special Forces like private first class? I don't know how they do their rankings. Elmer Robert Lee Jr. Abel Jr. is moment of silence. And we thank him for his sacrifice to our country. Wake up. I'm trying to be more louder than I was the last one. Last one I was really quiet. Those people was here, that's why. But this time I'm trying to be louder, and I think it's screwing me up. Okay, this is number 54. This is Lance Corporal Kenneth Ronald. I'll say his name. Kenneth Abmeyer. Yeah. Kenneth Ronald Abmeyer, born September 19, 1946 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He died May 25th, 1967. He was 20. In Quang Tri, Vietnam. Company H, 26th Marine, 3rd Marine Division. He died from wounds from artillery, rocket, or mortar. He's on panel 20E, line 99. If you guys want to look at, you can look them up on the Vietnam virtual, or you guys can go look them up when you're there. That's why I always give that. Okay, let's give Lance Corporal Kenneth Abmeyer his moment of silence. And we thank him for his service and sacrifice. This is 5560. This is Lance Corporal Carl Edward Abner. Get in there, Carl. There we go. Carl Edward Abner. Born September 24th, 1947, in San Jose, California. He died December 27th, 1967. He was 20. And Quang Tri, I always keep saying Tri, Quang Tri, Vietnam. He was in Lima Company, 3rd Battalion, 1st Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division, participating in Operation Badger Tooth. Operation Badger Tooth. I don't know why I didn't have parentheses there. Operation Badger Tooth. Attacked by enemy soldiers, died as a result from gunshot wounds to the chest. Let me put this in parentheses. I like to do that, like the name of something. Badger Tooth. It's a cool name. He is on panel 32E, line 66 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Lance Corporal Abner his moment of silence. And thank him for his service and his sacrifice to the country. Okay, this is 54. This is Specialist 4, Daniel Thomas. What was his name? Daniel Thomas Abney Jr. We didn't even got to the Adams yet. I'm still in the Adams, by the way, and I'm on 208. Daniel Thomas Abney Jr., born December 10, 1947, in Tampa, Florida. He died May 14, 1969. He was 21. In Lai Chau, Vietnam. He was in the 4th Battalion, 23rd Infantry Regiment, 25th Infantry Division, U.S. Army. Killed from small gunfire. That's all I got. He's on panel 25W, line 114. Let's give SP4 Daniel Abney moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Okay. This is PFC. Oh, this is a great picture. This is a redneck picture all day. Where's he from? Iowa? There's no way this kid's from Iowa. He looks like he's from Mississippi or Alabama. Anyway, this is a PFC. Look at this picture. Great picture, right? That looks like a southern picture all day. This is PFC Giannis. Make sure you get Oblin, Abolins. Abloins? I don't know. I don't want to get it wrong. He was born May 19, 1949 in Harburg, Hamburg, Germany. He died January 4, 1969. He was 19 in Quang Tri, Vietnam. That time I did not say tree. Charlie Company, 1st Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. He died from frag wounds to the body when he detonated a hostile booby trap mine. He's on panel 35W, line 32 of the memorial. Let's give PFC Giannis, I'm not going to say his last name, a moment of silence. And thank him for his service. Okay, this is 58. I might make it to 60, guys. I might do another video tomorrow. I need to catch up. So and these videos can't take me 10 years, so I need to start doing them at least catch up to myself. Okay, this is Specialist 4, Richard D. Abolton. That's what it looks like. Abolton. One of those. He was born June 11th, 1946 in Boston, Massachusetts. He died July 1st, 1966. He was 19. He died in Vietnam. A Company, 2nd Battalion, 18th Infantry, 1st Infantry Division, U.S. Army Reserves. Was participating in Operation El Paso 2. I guess there was another El Paso. El Paso 2. When they encountered hostile forces, he died as a result of multiple frag wounds to the chest, neck, and right leg. The Army lost 38 men in that fight. That was just wrote on there, so I wrote it down. He's on panel 8E, line 114. Let's give SP4 Richard Bolton a moment of silence. And thank him for his service. Put a mark on 60. I always like to keep marks. I know where I'm at. And then I can go back per 20 and pick the ones that I'm going to star. Put a star, and that's the ones we're going to do in the podcast. Okay, this is 59. I got 2 more, and I think I can finally take a break. Collect my thoughts. This is PFC Arlie George Abraham. Okay, I'll make sure it was Abraham said Abram. Arlie George Abraham. Arlie George Abraham. Okay. I can't say that. Born February 24th, 1947, in Madison, Virginia. He died September 14th, 1968. He was 21 in Quang Nam, Vietnam. He was Company L, 3rd Battalion, 5th Marine, 1st Marine Division. He died from small arms fire. He's on panel 44W, line 44. That's crazy. 44. Let's give PFC Arlie Abraham a moment of silence. And thank him for his country. Thank him for his service. Let's get this last one done before I lose it. I might be better tomorrow. Okay, this is Sergeant James Joseph Abraham. James Joseph Abraham. He was born February 8, 1942 in Allegheny, Pennsylvania. Isn't that where Paxitani Field is? Or is that Paxitani? The hall. The thing they're just seeing his shadow. He died October 12, 1968. He was 26 in Quang Nam, Vietnam. He was in the 198th Light Infantry Brigade, 6th Infantry Regiment, 1st Battalion, A Company. He died from a hostile explosive device. He's on panel 41W, line 50. Let's give Sergeant Abraham a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service and his sacrifice and all the other 60 that I've read so far. And like I said, I'll be starting 61. I'll probably try and do, tonight is Tuesday. I'll try to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe do 4 of them. I mean, that's 80. I can catch me up some. But by the time I do that, I've already wrote 20 more. Because I usually do about how much I write. I usually try to do 20 a day, so I'm trying to keep ahead. So, and I want to keep it in 20s. That way, like this video is 37 minutes long, because I did a lot of rambling. But it's usually 30 minutes long or less. But I want to keep it shorter, so whenever the family members are looking for their loved ones, they don't have to watch a video with 500 names. They know the area that they're in, because they're going to be alphabetically set. The videos will be in my folder on YouTube, like you can look them up. But I want them to be able to at least narrow it down, so they only have to watch one shorter video than a 10-hour video. You know what I mean? Even though sometime I might do a live one day. The last video I did was live, and might do 100, just random. But I'm gonna try to do 20 and keep it at 20. Who knows? I might go wild one day. But I apologize for my health issues. Like I said, I'm sorry I have issues. Who doesn't? You know. I'll try to do better next time. I think I need to end it out. I've worked really hard today, and this medicine is not helping me. But thank you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. I'm going to go home and write down some more. And we love our veterans, especially Vietnam veterans, and we thank them all, and they all need to be remembered, and that's what I'm here to do. And hopefully you guys enjoy the videos, and like and subscribe if you want to know more and watch more. All right, guys. I think I've rambled enough. All right, good night.